Wonderful. All right. Welcome everyone to StriveScan College Launchpad. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today to share more about their institution and their STEM programs. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their programs, but we'll be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Chelsea, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time. This is one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/launch. And I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, and that is Biola University.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace and I'm actually a student here at Biola and I'm a biochemistry major. And so I just want to share a little bit more about what I'm studying or the School of Science and Technology and Health where I am in right now. And what I want to do is just show a short video and just like little snippets of it of what the Biola Limb Center is like. So could you please let me know if you can hear the sound? Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Emma, a biological sciences student here. Right now, we're in the Anatomy and Physiology Suite, one of 20 workspaces devoted specifically to different disciplines in the biological sciences. Here's where we get to study the complex design of the human body. This lab is one of 2 that is equipped with 3D surgical cameras. All of the modern equipment and hands-on training we get here is really preparing us well. At the Limb Center, we're passionate about having a culture of discovery. Right now, we're in one of 3 faculty research labs, where students work directly with our faculty to conduct research. In this lab, research is focused on genetics of fruit flies. The fruit fly is a good model for understanding genetics and nutrition. Another lab contains zebrafish, which is a valued animal model for studying diseases. Students work closely with our faculty to conduct cutting-edge research, giving students great hands-on experience, while also generating valuable contributions for the scientific community. As they're conducting experiments, students have access to over $4 million of brand new high-tech equipment. The scanning electron microscope gives the power to see 3D images down to the cellular level. To determine the exact identity of chemical structures, some of which are synthesized by our faculty, we have a dedicated space for NMR, or Nuclear Magnetic Resonance Spectroscopy. And the dedicated genetics laboratory contains the equipment needed to analyze nucleic acids, both RNA and DNA, and to quantify changes in gene expression with quantitative PCR. Plus, other spaces like the rooftop greenhouse, botany lab, and organic garden give students across campus a chance to get their hands dirty. As you can see, the Limb Center is not only a great place to learn, but also a place where you have the opportunity to conduct research, to publish that research alongside your professors, and to get real-world experience using the equipment and techniques that employers and graduate programs are looking for.
Okay, so that's a little bit of the biological science department here in Biola. And a little bit about it is that what we are aiming to do is to be equipping the new generation of professionals in the sciences and healthcare to be grounded in a Christian worldview and educated in an academically rigorous environment and prepared to assume positions of leadership and able to provide a clear moral vision the world desperately needs. And so here in Biola, we're equipped with expert faculty, hands-on experience, Christ-centered education, and all Christian community, as well as an ideal location because it's really hard to beat Southern California, and that's especially true for students in the sciences. And Biola puts you within close reach of countless opportunities at research labs, medical centers, as well as tech companies. And we also, some of our graduates actually advance to top medical schools and graduate programs across the country, such as UCLA, Dartmouth, Georgetown, Yale, Harvard, and MIT, among others. So of our May 2017 graduating class, 92% were employed or in grad school within 6 months. So the LIM Center, what you guys saw before, is actually a newly built building, which offers students access to cutting edge equipment, innovative technology, research opportunities, laboratories, and community spaces. And our dean is actually an accomplished health sciences professional with experience serving in key administrative roles in Biola. And so a little bit about Biola is that the biological sciences we just watched right now just now is one of our top programs in Biola. Nursing is also one of our other top programs in Biola. And so that is a little bit about our STEM programs. And we recognize that in finding colleges, financial aid is really important. So actually 100% of our Biola students receive an academic scholarship of at least 12,000 and up to 21,000. And so we really want to assure the students that the sticker price here, tuition, which is 44,382, can actually be lessened by around 50 to maybe like 70%. And so we have some scholarships, grants, loans, or even outside scholarships that may be put into and stacked into all scholarships that students can get. So yeah, that's a little bit about the program in Biola and also some general information about Biola. And so I hope it was helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, next up we have the University of San Francisco.
Good afternoon, good evening, or morning, wherever we are across the globe. My name is Shari Wilson. I am a Senior Director of International Admission for the University of San Francisco, and I manage the territories of China and Japan. But as a team at USF, we support all students domestically and abroad. So I'm going to share with you just an overview of USF, who we are, slightly into academics and how you can become a Don. So USF was founded in 1855. We were actually the first university in the city of San Francisco, and we're on 55 acres on our campus. There are three pillars that are really near and dear to our heart, and it really identifies who we are as a campus. And that first pillar is what we call Cura Personalis, and that's the true hallmark of the Jesuits foundation of USF. And that's really in a sense that we care for the whole person. It describes the respect we have for each person's intellectual, physical, and spiritual health and autonomy. The second part is people for others. When you leave USF with a calling to always consider the least among us, you will be proof that we are living our mission. And the third is our commitment to diversity. At USF, we see beauty in mixtures, beauty in our richness of differences. We spark ideas with our debates. We find strength in our common humanity, and we celebrate those beautiful differences. San Francisco our USF is located in the heart of the city of San Francisco. USF was ranked the #1 ethnically diverse campus in the US. Our campus is more diverse than San Francisco itself. There's much to see and do throughout the city. We sit in the hilltop of the city where we have spectacular views. We overlook the Golden Gate Bridge and great access to diversity in the city, all types of professional sporting events, rich culture, museums, etc. With regards to diversity, there's great diversity within our student population. We have more than 40% of our student population are first generation. So that means that they are the first in their family to either attend or graduate college. A large number of our students receive some form of financial aid and are Pell Grant eligible. And we have a medium-sized community with just under 6,000 students with a student to faculty ratio of 12 to 1. So what that means for you is you get to have engagement with your professors. You get to have class conversations and meaningful dialogue in your classrooms with your peers, and you have direct access to your professor. So all of your classes are taught by professors, not graduate students or TAs. And there's many ways for you to build community. We have over 100 clubs and organizations. We have 16 D1 sports. And if you don't want to play competitive, we also have club sports and intramural sports as well. But there's many ways for you to get involved and get connected. Switching over to academics, at USF, I mentioned we are just under 6,000 undergraduate students. We are a private Jesuit institution. We have 44 majors and 70 minors, over 70 minors. And how to become a Don, we only accept the common application to make it easy for you. We are test optional, and we have been test optional prior to the pandemic. Letters of recommendation are also optional. We understand that you've had a disruption in your education and your learning and may not have the opportunity to develop that in-person relationship with your counselors and teachers and may not feel comfortable asking for those letters of recommendation. So they are optional. You can submit your official or unofficial transcripts, and we have early action, early decision. The deadline for that is November 1. And then we have regular decision deadline, which is January 15th. I do encourage you to stay connected with us. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We have a number of upcoming virtual events and on-campus events as well that you can participate and connect with us. So certainly, I have the email on our slide. You can reach out to us if you have any other questions beyond today. Thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. All right, next up we have Oregon Institute of Technology.
Hi there, thanks so much for having me. My name is Willow Charlton and I am an Oregon Tech admissions counselor. So I have different territories across the US. I'm really excited to be here today, so thanks for having me. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Oregon Tech in general. So our profile and points of pride. So some things I always like to share with students is that on average, our student starting salary is about $60,000 per year. And 96% of our students are either enrolled in graduate school or employed within 6 months. So we have a really great job placement rate for our students that are coming in, graduating with us. We have some of the top earning alumni as well, which is pretty cool. And we are a smaller university, so our total enrollment is about 5,300 plus students. Undergraduate is about 3,000 plus students. We do have some graduate programs, and a lot of our students do come from in-state, but we are, trying to expand and get more students from out of state as well too, and internationally as well too. We do accept international students and things like that as well too. We are also powered by the sun and heat. We actually have 7,000 plus solar panels and a geothermal well on campus. We have 40 plus different academic programs, which is pretty cool. So I'll kind of dive into that a little bit more. But we also have NAI athletics, so not D1, but we do have athletics, and we do give away athletic scholarships as well for students who are coming. We do have volleyball, basketball, track and field, cross country. We actually have rugby as well too. We don't compete at NAI level, but we do have a lot of other teams that you can do kind of non-competitive as well too. We also have 2 residence halls located at our Klamath Falls campus. So you're probably maybe wondering, where is Klamath Falls? So we're located in Southern Oregon. A lot of people think that Oregon is actually a very rainy state. In fact, where we're located, we have about 300 days of sunshine. So super beautiful. We're up at about 4,200 feet in the air, so high desert. So there's lots of really cool, ecosystems and areas to explore around in our area. You can kind of see the sunset picture image there. That is our Klamath Falls campus. And we also have our Portland Metro campus, and that's located in Portland Metro. It's more of a commuter campus. We do offer day, evening, and Saturday courses, and we don't offer all of our programs up there, but we do have a lot of great programs like mechanical engineering. We have medical lab sciences that we offer up there, and then we do have some more major focused student clubs, and our student population is a little bit smaller. Back to Klamath Falls, though, I skipped a couple things. So that is where we have our on-campus living experience and our athletic teams and our on-campus living. I already just said that, but yeah, very outdoorsy. Student population there is about 2,300 plus. So it's a great area to come to school. If you're a first-year student, we get a lot of transfers that actually go to our Portland Metro campus. If you're wanting to be in a larger city, that kind of area, whereas Klamath Falls is a little more like a small town kind of vibe, small downtown area. So as far as the degrees that we offer, so Oregon Tech is the only polytechnic university in Oregon. So we specialize literally in STEM. That's the only university in Oregon that specializes as us. So it's kind of cool. We have everything engineering. We have so many. We have computer systems engineering technology. So we have 3 different computer engineering related degrees. We have renewable energy. We're actually first in the nation to offer that. 3 different mechanical engineering degrees. So lots of engineering. Civil engineering as well is another one. We have an electrical, electronics. I could go on. We also have biology, health, so pre-med. We have medical imaging technology. We offer all 5 of the different areas that you can go into for medical imaging. We have nursing, dental hygiene, medical lab sciences, emergency medical services. We also have business, so business information technology, healthcare management. We have cybersecurity, we have operations management, so lots of different cool business degrees. And then we have more applied sciences like environmental sciences, communications, applied mathematics, population health management. So all different kinds of areas that you can go into as long as it's science, technology, engineering. For the M, I like to say medical or management, business management. So some cool things also about Oregon Tech is we are a very hands-on university. So whether it's projects, labs, externships and internships in the community, or maybe even farther away on the West Coast, or, could be even on the East Coast. So our students are always participating, whether it's, those projects in their classroom, labs, or internships and externships, which is really great. So it helps them get that career experience before they graduate. And then at Oregon Tech, we don't expect you to always be in a classroom. So we have lots of great clubs. This is not all of them, but this is just kind of a snippet, a lot of the different clubs. So we have cultural clubs, Rainbow Owls Club. We have our service volunteer outdoor program. We're located in really cool areas. As you can see, this is a cool kind of hike near, not too far away from where we're located. We have Greek life, lots of kind of career or program related clubs as well too. Here are athletic teams, and then we do have some student-led programs here like student government, which is our ASOIT. We also have a lot of student success services like peer consulting, where you can get free tutoring, or career services, which helps our students find jobs. We also have a clinic on campus. I mean, we have a lot of great services to help our students be successful and help support them while they're with us as well too. And then these are admissions requirements. So here at Oregon Tech, we look at these 15 core subject requirements right here. If you have a 3.0 or higher and no deficiencies, meaning you're not missing any of these courses or failing or not passing any of them, you're guaranteed admission. If you have at least a 2.5 and maybe no more than 2 deficiencies, you're still considered. We don't require essays, letter of recommendation, no second language, no transcript, very simple, and we're test optional. We usually tell juniors to apply by November 1st of their senior year, or seniors essentially. So yeah, that's as much as I've gotten through. I will say one last thing is that we're #1 in Oregon for return on investment, and actually #2 in the nation. So thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Okay, next up is University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
All right, can you all hear me? Hope so.
Yes.
Thumbs up. Okay, perfect. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel Mendoza. I'm the Director of Undergraduate Recruitment here in the College of Engineering at UNLV. So I thought I'd start off by talking a little bit about the university itself. So we are the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and we are located in Las Vegas. To give you an idea of what our student body is made up of, you can see where our population comes from. The bigger the circle, the bigger the student population. So you can see we have students from all over the world. And just to give you some background on the institution, we are a very, very young institution, just turned 64 years old. So pretty young. And in that time, we've already become a top research institution and one of the most diverse campuses in the country. We have just under 30,000 undergraduate students, so growing and growing each and every year, very much like the city. The university itself has over 300 undergraduate and graduate programs, but today we're going to focus in on the College of Engineering, the Howard R. Hughes College of Engineering. That's where we got our name when Howard R. Hughes spent the latter years of his life here in Las Vegas. We have about 4 departments. In those 4 departments, we have 7 majors, with computer science and mechanical engineering being our 2 largest programs, most popular programs. And then entertainment, engineering, and design and construction management being our 2 smallest and youngest programs. I'd say entertainment, engineering, and design is probably one of the most unique programs at the university, and one of the only programs across the country where you can study something like this in this area. Our college is made up of 3 main buildings. So we have the Thomas Beam Engineering Complex, Building A and Building B, and then we have the Science and Engineering building. All of these buildings have labs, classrooms, labs for faculty research, labs for students, multiple floors, all kinds of things going on across the 3 buildings, but mainly classrooms where students live will be in the Thomas Beam Engineering Complex. And the exciting news is that just a month ago, we broke ground on our advanced engineering building. And we hope that'll be, as long as everything stays on schedule, that'll be open with students taking classes, doing research, hands-on learning by spring 2024. So that's really, really exciting. As far as the university admissions requirements, you see them listed right there on the screen. The only thing I'll add to this is for our engineering programs, our students need to come in at minimum prepared to take pre-calculus 1 or have already completed pre-calculus 1. You would not be denied admissions to the university if you did not meet that requirement. You would just be placed into an engineering pathways program until you got your math level up to the required or to the minimum level, and then you'd be brought right into the engineering program. As far as application deadlines, you could see our key deadlines for incoming freshmen and transfer students. So our June 1st deadline is coming up pretty quickly. So if I have any seniors that are interested in UNLV, definitely get that in as soon as possible, or for everybody else, just think about the year you're getting ready to graduate. If you have an opportunity to visit Las Vegas, I would highly, highly recommend to visit our campus. I think it always surprises people. I know when I applied for a job here, I thought it would be just desert and rocks. It's actually very, very green. It always surprises people. So it's a beautiful, beautiful campus. And there's campus tours that are offered Monday through Saturday. And in addition to that, all of the colleges offer specialized tours in case you want to check those out. Highly recommend for engineering. I host that along with my team of engineering student ambassadors. They represent pretty much every single one of our majors. They're all leaders in student organizations and or involved in undergraduate research. So they're really, really great points of contact where you can get really that student perspective of what it's like to be an engineering student at UNLV in Las Vegas. So take a picture of that if you'd like. You can always reach out to me or our ambassadors. And so if you were to come to one of our tours, we would discuss all of these categories here: undergrad research opportunities, student organizations. The university itself has over 300 different clubs and organizations. Within the College of Engineering, we have just over 32 active clubs, some that are very, very focused in on competition. And then you have unique internship opportunities. Just being where we are in a international tourist destination, there's a lot of companies here. The city is growing. We have professional teams now. So there's a lot of opportunities to do internships and get jobs here just right around the corner from campus. And that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to quickly go back to my contacts page in case anybody wants to take a snapshot of that. But other than that, that is all I have.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, next up we have DigiPen Institute of Technology.
All right, hello everybody. My name is Sophie Diltz. I'm an outreach coordinator for DigiPen Institute of Technology. For those of you not familiar with DigiPen, we were founded back in 1988, so also relatively new school. We're a private four-year college, and we focus on all of these areas of expertise that you can see here. So computer science, digital art animation, game design and development, and music and sound design. So essentially all of the disciplines that go into video game development, animation, and simulations. We were founded back in 1988 by our president, Claude Comer. He is still our acting president, and he also co-founded Nintendo Software Technology. So he found that there was a lack of skilled animators and developers in the industry to create the projects that he was hoping to work on. So he started offering training programs with Nintendo, and that kind of spiraled into what we have now, which is our four-year college here in Redmond. So we are in the Pacific Northwest. So for those of you not super familiar with Redmond, Washington specifically, we are about 16 miles east of Seattle. So in a really lovely kind of location. It works well for us because, not only are you around these amazing sightseeing opportunities, but there is also a lot of tech in Seattle specifically. So some opportunities for you to see, and what makes our location really great kind of on the social side. We're really close to the Space Needle. Pike's Place Market, one of my favorites, and then also for some more outdoorsy folks to be able to see and experience a beautiful Pacific Northwest, we have Mount Rainier National Park, Whidbey Island, take the ferry, things like that. But for our students more focused specifically in video game development, or even just technology, Redmond really is kind of the Silicon Valley of the Pacific Northwest. So within a 25-mile radius of our campus, there's over 450 game and technology companies. This is just a small kind of snapshot of some that are just in our backyard in Redmond. So Oculus Studios is actually shares a parking lot with us. So very close proximity, which only, helps our students get connected with those industries as well. Nintendo, as I mentioned, our founder, co-founded Nintendo Software Technology. So again, right in our backyard, but also very close working relationship with them. 343 Industries, who created all of the current Halo games, and Bungie, who have created all the previous Halo games, all of which we've had alumni work on. So really awesome opportunities just within, that close proximity of our physical campus. Some little facts we love to share, kind of flex our muscles about our current students, and also some of our alumni highlights. We were actually the first school in the world to offer a bachelor's degree in video game programming. This is our real-time interactive simulation degree. We have 10 total degree programs now, so 8 at the undergraduate level and 2 at the graduate level. Our class sizes are about 18 students and a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio, intentionally keeping our courses small so that our students are learning really closely from industry professionals that are now their faculty members. Our graduates have been accredited on over 1,600 commercial video games in the industry. So a lot of the newer video games as well. I mentioned all the Halo games. Really, if you think of many of your favorite video games, they've likely had at least one DigiPen alumni work on them. And then our students have come back with over 57 Independent Games Festival Awards from the Game Developers Conference, which is more than any school in the world. So we're really happy with that. And we've also been ranked within the top 5 video game design schools by the Princeton Review for now the last, I believe, 12 years, not 10. So really happy with that as well. A bigger breakdown of our degree programs. This includes those 8 undergraduate and 2 graduate in their kind of respective categories here. So computer science, anything from straightforward computer science, machine learning, to digital audio, interactive simulation is that video game programming degree. We also offer topics focused in computer science and game design, straightforward game design, bachelor's of fine arts in digital art animation, which is more geared towards those kind of traditional art students, and also sound degrees. Our academic approach is really what kind of makes us unique as well. So you're not only learning those typical knowledge and theory courses in your traditional types of classrooms, lecture courses, individual homework, but you're also in project-based learning. So students are leaving DigiPen having worked in interdisciplinary game teams with all of those other majors, and actually creating projects that they are taking to those industry festivals that they can then showcase as well to the industry at things like our career fair, and get jobs directly by being able to showcase the projects that they've worked on, the games, the animations, or even just research papers that they've been able to create in their time with DigiPen that are relevant to their specific industry. Application requirements for all of our degree programs. So you'll have your general application, ACT and SAT are optional for fall 2022. High school transcripts we do require, but they are unofficial transcripts we are able to accept currently, and then we'll take your official transcripts once you're ready to enroll. Your personal essay, and then again, optional materials being additional essay. Maybe if you have any gaps in your education or want to include any more information about yourself, letters of recommendation are also optional. For those preparing to apply to DigiPen, pre-calculus is required for all of our computer science programs except for our computer science and game design degree. We also recommend having a strong foundation in writing, art, music, and history for those interested in game design, familiarizing yourself with other art disciplines and things like that for those who are interested in the fine arts, and demonstrating proficiency in music, either instrumental or vocals for our music and sound design programs. And then our enrollment options, which I will end on here. Our final application deadline, at least for the fall 2022 semester, is July 1st. So it is coming up pretty quickly here. So apply sooner so that you're able to be evaluated within our rolling admissions time here. And then fall 2023 applications will open up in September 2022. Thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. All right, and then we have Eastern Washington University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kareem. I'm with Eastern Washington University, and I'm going to be presenting about our STEM. So just give me a second. I'll get that started. Cool. Alrighty. So we're Eastern Washington University. First things first, I just want to say that we are still accepting applications for this fall. So if you're a student or if you have a student who wants to attend a college this fall, we're still accepting applications. We have a rolling admissions, and I'll get into all of the other stuff too. So we're located in a small town called Cheney, Washington. We're the Eagles right here. We're about 5 hours away east of Seattle. So if you think you're coming to Seattle, you're not. We're all the way on the eastern side. And this is kind of generally what it looks like around our campus. On this left-hand photo here, our students in our biology department are collecting water samples in the Turnbull Wildlife Refuge. The photo on the right over here, we have students in our geological sciences who are getting dirty, collecting soil samples at the Palouse Prairie Restoration Project, which is just right behind our campus. Both of these are very accessible to our students, and our students use them as labs. And then this middle photo down here is a picture of our campus. Everything is very centrally located. If you know about Eastern athletics, we have a red football field, so you kind of see a little glimpse of that. But behind it is that Palouse Prairie Restoration Project that I talked about, where students are working to restore it back to its natural habitat. And then you could just kind of see here some more pictures of the excursions that students get to go on through our epic adventures and our science programs. But yeah, we're a mid-sized university. There's around 12,000 students. Yeah, that's a good size. Here's some highlights that I like to mention. So just recently, our computer science program was designated as a cyber defense center by the NSA. We have a bunch of different clubs on campus to support diversity and women in STEM. We have 100 women strong. And they put on events to support women in the STEM fields. And during the pandemic, our electrical engineering students were able to get grants to create really fun projects in their garage and at home. One project that they did was creating M&M sorters. So that was a really fun project, but you could go to our website and learn more about all of these hands-on things that you could do at Eastern. So these are our departments and our concentrations and majors. The one thing that I really like to mention is that at Eastern, our majors are not impacted. So including in the STEM field, like we don't have impacted majors. So for traditional programs that are very competitive to get into, like mechanical engineering, computer science, electrical engineering, design, as long as you have the prereqs and the GPA requirements, which are usually around a 2.5, you can get into those programs. All you have to do is work with your academic advisor to declare that and make sure that you've completed your gen eds, which is your lower division, 90 credits or so before you declare a major. So that's really helpful, say if maybe you didn't really get that grade of grades in high school or at the junior college that you might be at. But you're like, well, I'm really good at engineering. I just didn't do really well in other classes, like my liberal arts classes or something. And I still want to go into, you know, engineering and technology. And because those are what my strong suits are. You could get in with a 2.5. And so we like to make these programs accessible. In addition to that, we're also ABET accredited. So I know that we're really accessible. However, we have ABET accreditations that we have to abide by. So students who graduate with our engineering degrees and computer science degrees will have an ABET accredited, which means that we're basically matched up with the standards in the profession in the fields that those students are going to be going into. But yeah, let's just kind of go through the departments here. We have biology, biology education, pre-med, biotech, environmental science. And there's some really great resources that students get to use as being part of that, including our prairie restoration project that I mentioned. But yeah, here's some of our and then I didn't really mention design, but our design program is really great. If you're wanting to do digital design, brand or product design, that could be a good program for you. One of the students just graduated and now is a color designer at Nike. So that's kind of a fun thing to do. Here's some fun projects. Students are mechanical engineering, made a prosthetic arm for a student. But yeah, we are a WUI school, so you could get a discounted tuition rate. If you're from California, it'll be around like $9,000 or so. But we are a WUI school, so if you're looking to get a discounted education, maybe look into Eastern. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone back on screen. We'd like to hear from each one more time. Thank you. All right, as you're jumping back on, I'd like to ask, what is one thing you want students to remember about your STEM program specifically? If there was one thing that they could take away from today, what would that be? We'll jump back up to Biola University to kick us off.
Thank you. I think one of the things I would like the students to remember is that we really offer lots of hands-on experience. Each science course is actually coupled with a laboratory course that every week we explore deeply into what we learned in the lecture, if that makes sense. And so that has been helpful, like a lot of hands-on research and also experiments for me, especially as a biochemistry student. It is important that we don't just process the lecture in terms of words, but also how we can actually apply it to what we're going to do in our future career. So that's one of the things.
Awesome, thank you. University of San Francisco.
Hi there. One of the things that I think is really important that I would love for folks to remember is the proximity to the hub of Silicon Valley and technical organizations right in San Francisco and Tech Valley, Silicon Valley. Our career services has amazing relationships, and from our Hilltop campus, just overlooking our the city of San Francisco, you're able to see and view many of those leading organizations that come to our campus to recruit USF students who are in those STEM programs. So just to name a few of those organizations are Apple, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. There's many research labs that we have relationships with. So that's something that I would definitely like to highlight and that our students have close access to. And we do have our students do a minimum of 3 internships with some of these organizations that I mentioned. So I certainly would love to highlight that.
Awesome, thank you. Oregon Institute of Technology?
Yeah, I think something that kind of sets Oregon Tech apart, right? Is that kind of what you were asking, Chelsea? Like, or about our, okay, perfect.
Sure, yeah, something that's different about the program.
Okay, yes. So I would say something about Oregon Tech in general that's different is the fact that we do specialize in only STEM related programs. So we only offer applied science degrees, which is pretty cool. We're a smaller university, so that means smaller class sizes and better tight-knit community, kind of relations within the campus and kind of the community that we're located in as well too. So lots of hands-on opportunities and just those connections with our professors too. I can definitely say I graduated from Oregon Tech, and that was one of the things that I most valued out of my education there. Thank you.
Thanks. University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Hi again. Tough question, but I think what I typically tell students is opportunity. When you look at the state of Nevada, there really is only 2 large institutions. There's the University of Nevada, Reno, and then the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. We're in Las Vegas, where 80% of the state population is located, where all the businesses are, where all the companies are. Las Vegas has really grown into a city. For our parents, probably just a vacation spot. But for this next generation, really is a city. Industries moving here or building bases here, professional teams moving here. So it's really, really an exciting time to be here. And for a student, that means opportunities to really get connected with some international corporations and companies.
Wonderful, thank you. DigiPen Institute of Technology.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of reasons why students oftentimes choose DigiPen, and one of the ones that I see a lot kind of in real time and giving people tours and things like that are just our facilities and being able to focus a lot on applied learning and team projects. So working with all of the other disciplines, learning kind of the ins and outs of the production pipeline so that you are going into the industry kind of as a tool to them versus knowing how to use the tools that you're given. You can actually create things from the ground up. So working on those projects, learning the soft skills and kind of those hard skills of that you'll need to benefit you academically, but then also socially, working in those teams. And then because of that, working with faculty really closely as well, who are also previous industry professionals, folks who are, Nobel Prize winning researchers, Oscar winning film production staff, things like that. So you're getting not only hands-on experience with your projects and your peers, but working really closely with awesome faculty. So I would say that is probably one of the biggest reasons. Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you. And Eastern Washington University.
Okay, hey, so I'm back. Basically, I think that what makes Eastern unique in its STEM programs, it's A better accreditation. So being accredited by, the Board of Engineering and Technology. And then also, as I mentioned, just being really accessible to students. And so our majors, you could really bounce around if you want to do engineering, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do computer science. You could bounce around and do that. So you could kind of try things out, and you don't really have to stick to one. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, it was great to hear from all of you. And at this point, I am going to wrap things up here. So I want to send a huge thank you to our presenters for putting all this information together and spending the evening here, and to our participants as well. We really appreciate your time. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick survey. We really appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions, including May programming, which is super exciting. If there was a session that you really wanted to watch, you didn't get a chance to, or you want to watch again, all of the recordings are going to be available at strivescan.com/launch. And that's it for us. Thank you so much. Bye.